Tinubu moved to block the FBI, CIA, and other U.S. agencies from releasing confidential files as October ending deadline looms. The Nigerian president lawyer will work to file arguments soon in order to stand a chance of being able to argue any relief before the October 31st deadline. Bola Tinubu and the FBI. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is yet another scramble to block record related to him of being disclosed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Central Intelligence Agency, and other United States services. Court filing C by the People Gazette showing Mr. Tinubu, lawyer in U.S., have filed motions to appear in an residence is yet another scramble to block the record related to him has been disclosed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Court filing C by the People show Mr. Tinubu, lawyer in U.S., have filed motions to appear in an ongoing Freedom of Information action brought against the U.S. organization were recorded that may have answered questions about the president's re-identity and decades-long endeavor at domicile. Christopher Carmike, one of the lawyers who represent Mr. Tinubu in the recent Chicago record, filed a motion dated October 23 stating that he was a lawyer in good standing to appear in a case of FOIA lawsuit against underway the Washington, D.C. filing said, pursuant to the civil local rules 83-2C brand, crime move for admissions and appearance of attorney Christopher Kramer pro act advising above entitled action. Mr. Kramer, who practiced in DC, said to Mr. Mike, behalf this motion is supported by declaration of Christopher as set forth in Mr. Mike's declaration is admitted an active member in a good standing. What informed Mr. Tinubu's expectation that he could block U.S. agency from compiling with the federal disclosure regulations remained unclear. Mr. Mike did not immediately return questions seeking comments, and President lead lawyer in the U.S., Oluwole Afolabi, told the Gazette that he could not comment on this case until his officially commenced. The lawyer will work to file a full argument soon in order to stand a chance of being able to argue any relief before October 31st deadline. Mr. Tinubu was alerted to the lawsuit when Gazette report on September 11 the FBI has agreed to turn over 2,500 pages of response information of Nigeria leader. The president was previously investigated for narcotic trafficking in the U.S. in 1990, though he was compared to forfeit $460,000 by federal court order in Chicago. The FBI said it was planning to release the record before the end of October to Aaron Greenspan, the proprietor of the Plain Site, a website that pushes anti-corruption and transparency in the public service. The Gazette reported several other U.S. institutions, including the U.S. State Department of Internal Revenue Service, Drug Enforcement Administrations, have all indicated the readiness to turn over thousands of pages of Tinubu-related records. Mr. Tinubu move came 2 weeks after he lost a fierce battle to block the federal court in Chicago from releasing his academic record to Atiku Abubakar, his main political rival in Nigeria. The school ultimately released the record, which showed that certain Bola Tinubu was admitted into the school in 1977. Still, the school said it only assumed based on the cursory look at the record that its former student was a Nigerian president, but also said under oath that it could not authenticate the certificate he used to run the office in Nigeria, June 2022.
That you don't climb the throne from the backyard. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So Tinubu has question to answer, and he has not answered that question.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes,
You know, we are carried away by things that are not reasonable.
Yes.
Because you find out that, look at Tinubu you're talking about, he's a drug addict.
Yes.
He was caught, he did not go to school.
Yes.
He has no certificate.
Yes.
So when you're talking about his Tinubu's regime, it baffles me, because as long as I know, he has no regime.
So are you saying Tinubu is an illegitimate president?
He even knows that. Himself even aware that he is not what people think that he is.
Of recent, he made a proclamation that he has a secure job now from the tribunal, that his leg now don't stand. So you are saying Tinubu is still an illegitimate president?
Yes, because you use bribe to enter throne. What makes you legitimate is when you enter there the way you ought to enter there.
Yes.
But when you go through the backyard,
Yes.
how can I say that you are legitimate? He bribed these people, and then they gave him the story he wants to hear.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, he's saying that this thing. Can Tinubu define himself as a person?
Yes.
Talk less of saying that he's coming to rule Nigeria.
So, sir, rate this current administration.
There is no rate.
No rating.
No rate.
So it's from worst to worst, private to fire.
When you are using the word worst, I don't know. I think you are trying to paint it so that it will be manageable.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
People are dying. Look at what is happening. How much are you buying fuel?
Yeah.
You say you remove subsidy, you're collecting it from the common man that you say that they voted you in. Are you getting it? So where do we start?
Nothing is working. Sir.
Nothing is working. Even himself is not working. Are you getting it?
But we have seen him, you know, palliatives and some policies, the student loan and some other things he has put into.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
did you receive?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Did you see it?
But we've seen palliative shared in the north and some local government. But in River State, we have palliative buses moving people from, conveying people from one.
No. That's not palliative from the federal government. That's a palliative from the state government.
But it's still
because the governor himself is trying to buy people's mind.
Yeah.
Because he knows how he entered.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
So what he's trying to do is to buy people's mind. He might be a good man, but the structure that brought him is a very wrong one. Yeah. It's the same structure that brought Tinubu.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So it's very wrong. So what he's trying to do now is to buy people's acceptance.
We are fed up. We are disappointed by the judiciary. The hope of the common man has made the obedience to know that we are going nowhere. We don't have hope. We don't have destination. We are just like a sheep that has nowhere to go.
So what's the way forward, sir?
My brother, the way forward is only judiciary to try to correct what they have spoiled in this country, because that's the last hope of a common man. And if they didn't correct it, going to court in any case you have is just beating about the bush. In fact, it doesn't make sense. So they have proved to us that they are not doing the right thing.
What do you suggest?
My brother,
Nigeria disintegrate into different
the
parts?
best thing is Nigeria to disintegrate.
All right.
Because now they are playing politics of tribe, and there is no way we will not agree to work together, because everybody is in his own tribe. Look at the past government. It favors Northerners. In every head of parastatals, Northerners. Now, the recent administration now, they are working with the tribe Yoruba. All the whole head of parastatals are Yorubas. Then, where are we going? Wiley is a country you can work with this tribe, work with this tribe, work with things will balance, but things are not balancing. And I don't think they can correct it without this integration. I just believe it's just integration will solve the problem. Everybody should go. That's my suggestion, and that's what I know that is the solution to it.
Sir,